Hello everybody, it's Commander here, and I'm here to bring you guys another Commander series video. But before I get started, I just want to remind you guys that if you guys do not remember what happened in the previous video, then check the description below. With that being said, let's get into the details of this scene. So, as soon as the captain was finished giving the commander and the shipmaster the information they needed for this mission, which was to go to New Phoenix and destroy the AA gun so that the UNSC can have an easier time destroying the Covenant base with their ships. After that briefing was finished, the commander's ship made its way to New Phoenix. And as soon as they arrived, they sent a Pelican with the commander, the shipmaster, and their troops to the outskirts of the city. So as you can see, the Pelican has landed, and all the troops inside of it have exited the Pelican and are now engaged in combat with all these brutes, grunts, and this hunter right here. So let's get into the Marines right here. So right here we have a Warthog and a Marine who are trying to reinforce all these elites and Marines over here in the middle. Going a little back over here, we have the Spec Ops commander who is covering the Shipmaster, and the Shipmaster is trying to attack these brutes and grunts all the way back there by the barricade. Then we have this elite right here who is wielding an energy sword, who is going for this hunter right here. Behind him, we have Mark, who is holding a sniper rifle, who's trying to attack these brutes over here who are holding a powerful weapon like the brute shot. And we have the commander, an elite right here, and then Sarah Palmer, who are trying to just attack even more of these grunts and brutes over here. And we have a Marine right here who's holding a rocket launcher, who's trying to take out this Wraith, who poses an enormous threat to all the troops. And then getting into the Covenant side, we have some brutes over here behind a barricade who are trying to hold their own. We have a hunter who is charging all these elites and Marines. Then we have a brute who is leading these two grunts to help support this hunter right here. Then all the way back here, we have a brute who is behind a building, making sure that the coast is clear so he can safely go out and help his comrades. Then we have a brute right here who's holding a brute shot. And a couple, or actually a few grunts, who are also providing just more fire. We have a Wraith right here, and then we have a brute captain right here who is giving the Wraith orders to fire. So right now the fight is looking pretty good for the UNSC, and as soon as they've cleared out this area, they're going to just move on closer to the middle of the city. So with that all being said, let's move on to the next scene. After much fighting, the humans and elites were able to move closer to the middle of the city where they would attack the AA gun. However, they encountered a fallen building which created a dead end. But before they could turn around, they were ambushed by a ton of Covenant soldiers. As you can see, this ambush had a very, very bad impact on the soldiers. They have sustained casualties, and their Warthog has been destroyed. And this is a pretty large-scale ambush by the Covenant. We have brutes, grunts, and a ghost on the left side, grunts on the back side over there, and then we have brutes and grunts, and on top of the fallen building, we have a brute chieftain and 2 jump pack troopers who are about to jump off the building to reinforce their comrades. As you can see, we have the Shipmaster, Commander, Sarah Palmer, a Marine, and an elite who are holding out the Covenant on the left side. The Spec Ops Commander, Mark, the Marine, and this elite are holding off all the Covenant on the right side. And we have a Marine right here who's trying to radio into the UNSC to see if they can help them out of this impossible situation. So, after a little bit more fighting, things started to look hopeless for the UNSC. But then, all out of nowhere, something happened, and everything changed. Out of nowhere, an ODST drop pod dropped out of the sky and smashed to the ground. As soon as that happened, a Spartan came out and immediately engaged the brutes in combat. As you can see, he's mowing down those brutes like it's nothing. And we even have a brute fleeing in terror because of how easily his comrades are just getting mowed down. We have some brutes back here who are trying to help support their comrades in their hopeless fight against this Spartan right here. Moving to the left, we have the Spec Ops Commander who is trying to kill those grunts back there so they can't pose any more threats to the UNSC. Going towards the camera, we have the brute chieftain and a captain who are trying to kill Mark and this elite right here. And then we have a Marine who is trying to help out these guys as well. Moving back, we have the Commander who is trying to kill this brute right here. And then we have Sarah Palmer, another Marine, who are trying to mow down these guys right here. And then we have another elite who's engaged in combat with that brute. And all the way on the back over here, we have the Shipmaster who is trying to commandeer that ghost over there. So, at first, this battle looked absolutely hopeless. But then, a Spartan came and turned the impossible into the possible. When this area is clear, the UNSC will be able to move on to their final target, the anti-air gun. When they destroy it, the UNSC will finally be able to destroy the Covenant base in this city. So that being said, let's move on to our next scene. After much fighting, the UNSC and elites were able to move on to their final target, the Covenant AA cannon. As soon as they reached their destination, they were met with immediate resistance. As you can see, they are engaged in combat with the brutes. So, starting on the left side, we have 2 elites, 2 Marines, and a Shipmaster with his commandeered ghost, who are following this group of elites and Marines, which consists of the Spec Ops Commander, Sarah Palmer, the Commander, Mark, and the Spartan, who are charging a group of brutes which consist of a chieftain, a brute major, and 3 brute minors. Behind him, we have a brute minor, a brute major, and a captain, as well as a jackal, who are trying to provide cover fire for these guys right here. We then have a jackal sniper and a jackal marksman, who are essentially doing the same thing as these guys. We also have a jackal right here, who is also providing cover fire for these guys. So, behind them, we have a really robust set of defenses. We have 2 barricades, 2 plasma cannons, which are operated by 2 grunts and a shield. We also have 2 brute bodyguards and a brute chieftain. These guys right here are guarding the cannon because, as you can see, this is the generator right here. And if there's one explosive thrown in there or something goes wrong, then the cannon will be destroyed. Above it we have a Banshee, who is also trying to reinforce the Covenant troops in this area. So, like the previous firefight, this is a very, very hard battle for the UNSC and the elites. However, they have a Spartan on their side. So, after much fighting, eventually a victor emerges. So, with that being said, let's move on to the next and final scene. After a ton of fighting, the UNSC and the elites emerged victorious. They were able to destroy the Covenant anti-air gun, and they were able to kill all the Covenant troops in this area that were guarding the anti-air gun. So, as you can see, the UNSC and elites are about to get picked up by this Pelican right here. But, as you can see, the Pelican dropped off this Marine right here, who is delivering an urgent message to the commander. And that urgent message is that brutes have boarded the commander's ship and are trying to take over the ship. So pretty much what's happening right now is we have the commander, Palmer, and that Marine pretty much planning on how they are going to retake the ship from the brutes. We have these 2 Marines who are about to board the Pelican. These elites are also talking about future missions, tactics, what they did wrong in this battle, and how they can improve. The Spartan's just making sure the anti-air cannon's dead, and that there's no units hiding in there. We also have the Spec Ops commander and Mark kind of discussing the problem with their ship. So, with that being said, the next episode is going to take place on the commander's ship, and it's going to be them trying to retake the ship. So, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a good one. Stay safe.